Yes, welcome back to the channel, fellas. Welcome back to the channel, fellas. It's me, it's Bourne with some more Need for Speed Payback content. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to customization, one of the most raciest things that you can do is slam the damn hell out of your car and also stance it into oblivion. Now, I'm pretty certain that most of you that are steeped in car culture heritage, most of you that like customizations, most of you that attend different car shows, I can't help but have noticed all sorts of craziest and preposterous different vehicles with extreme camber modifications, from the sublime to the ridiculous. Now, the thing about Need for Speed Payback is, as you probably know already from what I've got on screen, you have obviously got the ability to some sort of degree, alter your cambering. Cambering? That's not even a word. Alter your stance, tune your stance by way of changing the camber settings. So, as you can see, we take it all the way down to less, and it does very little. We take it all the way up to more, and it does what can only be described as meh. The same applies to the rear, as you can see. And ride height, we've got the ability to, yeah, well, you know, it's quite pathetic really. That is if you're looking for something which is a lot more exaggerated. Well, at least that was the case until now. You see, thanks to my good friend DHCinematics and his partner in crime, Enx SX1, apologise if I've said it wrong, they have now taken off the limit upon what you can do in terms of stancing your vehicle. Now, as you would expect, what I'm going to show you is actually a modification for the PC version of Need for Speed Payback. So console owners, this is not something that can be done on your system. But nevertheless, I think it's time for us to delve deep into the inner workings of the skullduggery this dynamic duo have put together. Right then, so those of you who are used to modding, those of you who have been doing it on games like GTA 5 and other games, you will already be familiar with what you can see on screen now, which is known as the trainer, okay? So this is the executable file which basically enables me to change certain values within the actual game itself in relation to stance. So as you can see, we've got options to change the camber values, both front and rear, as well as ride height, and track width as well. Now, the way you get this up and running is, first and foremost, you need to take your car out into the open world environment like I've done here, okay? This can't be done from the garage. Once you've done that, the next thing you need to do is go into the map. Again, not too sure the reason as to why, but this is the way they've got the mods working, and I'm not going to complain. Right, once that is done, you then bring up the trainer again, and you basically just alter the values as you desire. So what I'm going to do first and foremost is I'm going to start by just adjusting the ride height. Now, the reason why I'm starting with ride height is because according to the README file that these two gentlemen have put together, they have stated that there is a limitation on that, and it's at this present moment in time, that limitation is a value figure of negative 0.2. So we might as well do that first. And if I come back into the, well, you see, that's not negative 0.2. That's positive 0.2, and the car looks like it's turned into a Beetle. That's not what I want. So if I just go back, clearly I've made a mistake here. There we go. There we go. Look at her. Look at our 350. She's been stanced all the way to heaven and back. Can you get any lower than that? She's so low that she'll just about get under any Congo line you put in front of her. Absolutely fantastic. Can we get a little bit of sun there, please? There's too much shadow. Stop the car there. Change the view. Can I change my... That's my horn. There we go. That's a bit better. Okay, there we go. So, as you can see, the front bumper, the splitter, the side skirting is just about scraping the ground, just about as low as you're going to want it. Obviously, this is totally impractical for driving purposes in real life, but you know, this is not real life. This is Need for Speed, and this is what we like to do in Need for Speed. Good stuff. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is alter the actual camber settings themselves, and I'm going to go for 0.5 on front and rear. So let's see what happens when we hit our stance button after doing this. Now that is pretty damn aggressive, even if I do say so myself. We're going to take things up another notch. Let's see what happens if we take those values up to 2. So 2 for the front and 2 for the rear. And oh my goodness, what have we done? We've ruined it. We've totally ruined our 3. That is crazy. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, damn it. Excuse me. That's not what I wanted to do. Right, let's just park the car up here for a second. Stop. Trying to find an area where there's minimal shadows for us to... That is absolutely insane. It's like the tyres have been stacked like a wall barrier or something. It's ridiculous is what it is. And as you can see, you've still got full rotation on the actual wheels themselves. And what I like most is that there seems to be a minimal amount of clipping, because sometimes when you see mods like this, you end up seeing the tyres just breaking through the actual chassis itself. But there we go, we have got a little bit, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. That is pretty good. I like this. This is pretty good. Good work, chaps. Good work. I wonder if this has a negative impact on our straight line performance. Well, we're on a runway. It's a sunny day. There's only one way to find out! Can our 350Z with maximum camber stay in a straight line? Yes, it can! Oh, yes! Oh! Right, so we've tested the camber. It's crazy. We've done the ride height. It's fantastic. I suppose the last thing for us to do now is to play around with the actual track width, which is exactly what I'm going to do now. So once again, we'll go back to our trainer. Right then, so as you can see, I've made some alterations to the actual camber itself. We're going 1.2, 1.2 on both front and rear. Obviously, ride height stays the same, but for track width, we're going to go 0.6, 0.6 I should say, on both the front and the rear. So let's apply the changes with the stance, and oh my goodness, what have we done? We've broken the we've literally broken the 350 is what we've done. Oh, it's ghosts, it's ghouls, it's poltergeists, it's all sorts of banshees and all sorts of voodooism that is going on at the moment. Oh my gosh, we've got to take this out for a race. That is insane. Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous. It's being held together by magical fairies and pixie dust. It has no axis, it has no suspension, it has no form of mechanism on the tyres whatsoever. It's all been deleted, and for that reason, we will nickname our new 350Z Delete, Delete, Delete. Who watches wrestling out there? Matt Hardy, yo, and Brother Nero. Well, Brother Nero's actually Jeff, isn't he? I think, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't matter, because right now we are drifting what appears to be the most ridiculously stanced Nissan the world has ever seen. Oh yes, it's having absolutely no negative impact whatsoever on my drifting. Just realised that my score wasn't even showing. Had to make some alterations to my HUD, and you can see it now. Now obviously this is no way near a record run, but like I said, the whole purpose of this was just to see whether or not it was going to have any impact on the car's ability to drift, and it looks like it's not. Do you know, with the wheels exposed like this, it kind of reminds me of an IndyCar slash Formula 1 style vehicle, because those are obviously open wheel. Oh, boost! Handbrake! Oh yes! Yes! Get the fourth multiplier, you idiot! Do it! Oh yes! Finish! Haha! Nice!
Top of my game.
Yeah, boy! Oh, the sun is setting here on the runway. But before we go back into the garage, we've got to take this jump one last time, because I'll get one last look at the 350Z! Oh! Max dead. And there you have it. That was something very, very different to look at. So as I mentioned before, guys, this is a mod which is only available to PC owners. The actual mod itself is going to be released to the public at some stage in the next few days, if I'm not mistaken. But once again, I want to say a huge thank you and a huge shout out to DHCinematics and his partner in crime, ENKSX1, for making this video possible, for allowing me to showcase this mod to the world and having some fun with it as well. I think the most impressive thing about it is how easy it is to actually access. There's not much to do. When we spoke about this off cam in the lead up to me making this video, I did ask him for some sort of a readme file that would show me how to get this up and running, and I was expecting the instructions to be as long as my arm, but literally it was ridiculously easy, as you saw. Anyway, if it's your first time around here, I wish you a BOURNE welcome. Thank you so much for taking a time out and a few moments to watch this video. Those of you who are heartbroken by seeing me absolutely rice the 350, as you can see, I've put it all back together again. I've bandaged it, I've mended it, I've fixed it, it's smooth, it looks sexy, it looks sassy, and most importantly, it's unriced. Anyway, I'll see you guys when the next video comes out. Take it easy, peace.